Good morning. Well, I've been here, I got here the day before yesterday, late afternoon. Today's Friday? Yeah, I think today's Friday. It was a horrible day yesterday, blowing a gale, and there was that fine drizzle in the air just about all day long, and it was just wet and horrible. I actually lit the fire for most of the day, yeah. Yeah, it was, at least that way I managed to do some laundry as well and hang it up by the fire, because obviously there's no way it's coming outside, and I was getting to the point where I needed to do some laundry. So I got some laundry done yesterday. It's all dry now. I've just left it hanging up at the moment. I'll fold it all up later, just make sure it's completely aired out properly. It's going to get warm today apparently. It's rather dull. It was thick fog this morning when I got up. That's cleared. Yeah, what can we say about today? Well, it's a bit of a breeze, but not too bad. I'm going to run up now to Braunston. I can't remember what it's called. It's not the marina. Braunston Wharf it's at anyway. So I'm going to go up there. I want them to see if they can do something about my gearbox. I'm told he's the person to talk to, so that's where we're going to go. I've got the engine running already, as you can probably tell. I might have already said that. The reason being is I've turned the immersion heater on. So I didn't want to forget to turn the immersion heater on. So I started the engine and turned it on before I started getting everything ready this morning, to make sure I didn't forget to turn it on, because I'm always doing that. I'll be travelling for three hours and then suddenly remember I never turned it on, so I don't end up with any hot water. It takes a long time to warm it up. It's only a small immersion heater, so it does take a long time to get the water hot. So yes, let's make a move. So next stop is Braunston Wharf. When I go and speak to John, that's the guy's name I've got to say, John, about perhaps doing something about my gearbox, because reverse is absolutely diabolical in it, and people have told me he's the person to talk to. So that's why we're going to go and see John. My moor's about half a mile outside of Braunston, so it won't take us long to get to Braunston. Probably going to be busy at Braunston. That's why I didn't come all the way down into Braunston the other day. I stopped there where I just about got some internet. I had to stand outside to use the phone. Yeah, it's not the best of places for internet or phone calls, but it was quite nice and quiet there, and I quite like the quietness. I sat down yesterday and edited a video, which is always quite nice when it's quiet. So yes, Braunston it is. I can see Braunston in front of me. There's Braunston there up on the hill. You see Braunston, well, we can't see the church, well I can now, I can see the church spire as well. It's across the hedgerow here. You see the spire from miles away and you think, oh, we're at Braunston. It still takes you an hour to get there, or more sometimes when you see the spire. But that's okay. That's what boating's all about, isn't it? Going slow. One of Rose's narrowboats, little workboats there. Not sure how good this camera will pick it up. You can see the church there now, and to the left of the church you can see the old windmill. There's no blades on it anymore, or sails on it, I should say. I don't remember that gateway before. Cows in the field, church on the hill, and me steering my boat. As I said, we never get away from that church, can we? Well, it's getting closer now, of course, slowly. I caught you up. The last time I came through this bridge, which I'm just approaching, should be just about in shot, I was coming in the opposite direction, and there was a sheep in the canal right underneath the bridge hole. I managed to stop and the boat is moored, well, it wasn't the same boat, but the boat moored the other side of the bridge hole here. We both managed to get hold of it. I managed to just about moor up here and throw a rope round one of these posts sitting up here in the water to hold the boat still, and we managed to grab the sheep and pull it in. I didn't film it at the time. Actually, to be honest with you, getting the camera out and filming such a thing was not on the top of my priority list. The top of my priority list was trying to save the sheep, which we did. And the guy on the boat behind had a phone signal, which I didn't have, and he called the police or whatever, and they came down, I believe, and rescued the sheep, called the farmer, and the farmer come and got the sheep. Yeah, right underneath this bridge hole. Obviously fallen in and couldn't get back out. It was swimming around. Fortunately, although it was either the end of December or the beginning of January, it's before the sheep get shorn, so it had this full winter woolly coat on, and I think that was keeping it quite buoyant anyway. It was like bobbing around in the canal. And that would have been one of the sheep from this field here. I guess if you're the CRT and you have a CRT boat, you can moor where it says no mooring. One rule for them and one rule for us. Sound familiar? This is a very blind bridge we're coming under now. It's the A5 above. Morning. I'll take it through it to take over, because I know there's normally boats moored the other side as well, so I'll take it very careful. Not in a hurry. Never am, of course. Extremely rarely. Nice old workboat here. Nice house behind it as well. My friend Steve would like this boat. It's very similar to his anyway. It looks like a twin. Not only is it a twin, it's got a Russell Newbury engine in it. According to the pigeon box there on the top, it says RM. It's Russell Newbury. I'm now just approaching one of the most famous turns on the whole network, probably the Braunston turn. These famous iron bridges. Show a bit more when we get there. Just approaching, there is a water point here on our left hand side. It's a little bit awkward, especially a little bit awkward, especially this time of year when there's a lot of boats moving around. I'm moving quite early in the morning, so it's quite quiet. And here is the said water point. There used to be rubbish here, but I think that's it. Oh, there is still rubbish here. There is rubbish here. And I think there's Elson as well. So you see two taps. You'd have to approach one boat from each way really to use both at the same time. And the water pressure there is not that great at the best of the times. I would imagine when both are in use, it's pretty darn awful. Here we have the famous iron bridges at Braunston. And I believe these are made by the same people, or the same company that built the iron bridge at Hawkesbury Junction. Yes, Horsley Ironworks it says. I'm sure it's the same place, same company. Morning. See there down the South Oxford Canal and Grand Union Canal. That section of the canal is actually dual purpose now. It's actually the Grand Union and the Oxford Canal all in one. For about, I don't know, a couple of 3 miles or so. As always, it's always very busy here through Braunston. They're just passing the boathouse. Morning!
How you doing?
Good.
So you're for real now?
Carrying on today, well, can't stop if I wanted to, could I? There's a lot of, very busy. Take care. Yeah, as I was saying, Bo's house, the subscriber just passed there. Yeah, it's been a few different names over the years. Years and years and years ago, I remember it was called the Navigation. That was a long time ago. I'm old, of course. Boat just coming through the bridge hole. It looks like it's a Calcut hire boat. They slow down, there's a bit of a space up here, otherwise they'll be in the trees. Morning. This is the same main road again, we're going underneath this. I think it's the A5, I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll put it at the bottom of the caption. Long time since I was here. Well, too many notes of the roads anyway. Just behind this boat here, there's another water point like just there, see, and an LSAT point. I can see a boat moving out of the marina up there, coming out backwards. Doesn't see me yet, I don't know which way it's going. The same direction as me. This is the old stop house here, next door to where there used to be a stop block. Nowadays you just go straight through. It was there originally, of course, for collecting tolls. I also see it's up for sale by auction for £220,000. Owned by the CRT, but I don't know. Used to have an office and all there, but I don't think they do anymore. We're just about to pass Gongoozler's Rest, the cafe boat. As you see, once again, it's another Horsley Ironworks bridge here. Beautiful bridges they built. And that used to be the original alignment of the Grand Union Canal. Just go off down there, across the fields. Can't really tell where the alignment was these days if you look at the fields. Very difficult to tell. And that was it. Straight down there. Straight through what is now dry dock. Yes, our canals are under threat. Well, I shall be stopping soon to go and have a chat with John at Braunston Wharf up here. Also, I'm going to get a bottle of gas at the same time. The gas ran out the day before yesterday, or one of them bottles did. Obviously had the spare one to go on. I hate not having a spare, so I shall get a spare bottle of gas whilst I'm here. So here we have Bridge 1 on the Grand Union Canal. Yes, that might seem a bit odd saying Bridge 1. Bridge number 1 here at Braunston. That's because this canal we're on now was the original Grand Junction Canal, not the Grand Union Canal, which runs to Birmingham today, and it ran from Braunston to Brentwood in London. Here's the second entrance to the marina. And these poor old boats have been here as long as I can remember. I believe this tiny one here, which is sunk basically, used to be called Mouse. Well, this isn't fun, there's actually nowhere to stop. so I'm going to have to go up the lock and then stop. Walk back. Oh well, looks like they're sorting out all the hire boats. Well, the boat has just gone into the lock and it looks like I've got the lock gates still open for me, so that's handy. I'll go on up the lock. The old pump house up over there. Pump water back up to the summit. Morning. I was going to stop and get a bottle of gas, but when I saw you kept the lock open for me, I kept coming. I thought I'd take advantage. My reverse is pretty awful. This is our third lock today. Everard's pub, the Admiral Nelson, well known. Yep, third lock of the day. Starting to get warm. I'll be glad to get to the top lock and get these jogging bottoms off and put a pair of shorts on. He watches my channel all the time. So, hey Rupert, this one's for you. Well, that's all the locks done. I'm all up and I walk back down to see about getting my gearbox sorted out. Yeah, that's going to be a little bit costly. Apparently, this is a PRM gearbox I have in this boat, which I was told it wasn't. Apparently it is, and it's one of the very first PRM gearboxes ever built. And of course they're no longer available, and even getting parts of them is just about impossible as well, apparently. So yes, not good. It looks like it's going to cost me about £2,000 to get it fixed. Yeah, that hurts big time. Anyway, I'm making the move. I've got Blisworth Tunnel straight in front of me. So yeah, Blisworth Tunnel it is. Blisworth? Gee whiz. Don't even know where I am, do I? Braunston Tunnel straight in front of me. It's the one with the kink in it. So that'll be fun. There's a boat just coming past, that's why I'm going really, really slow. Just letting it get by. And I'm about 200 yards from the tunnel entrance. There's a boat moored on the towpath side, so I'm just letting this boat get past me coming down. I didn't actually film much coming up the locks. The battery was dying on me big time, and as I was coming up the locks of another boat, I didn't really have the time to stop and change the battery over. It takes a couple of minutes to do that, and I didn't want to hold them up, so I just filmed little bits here and there. I've seen those locks before, I've filmed them before. I filmed all of this before. It always seems different every time you come by. And this top pound is quite low actually. Yeah. We're what, 10 inches down I'd imagine. Oh well. I won't have any problem with height in the tunnel, will I? Here we go, tunnel ahead. Very warm and muggy this afternoon. I must admit, I did stop on the way back up and have a sneaky pint in the Admiral Nelson before coming back up. After I walked all the way down the locks to go and talk about my gearbox. Yeah, a bit of commiseration, I guess, having a quick pint on the way back up. I was hoping to have it done for an awful lot less money than that. I didn't expect to spend £1,000 on it, let alone £2,000. One might have to think about that a bit more. Right, I'll put my tunnel light on ready before I forget. I'll put some interior lights on as well, 2 at the front and 2 at the back, so I can see the side walls. Not quite so crucial going through these big tunnels, these two-way tunnels. I do it anyway. just passed the boat and they said that my headlights are rather bright. They might need adjusting. I normally keep them fairly well pointed towards the ceiling. They might have drooped down through vibration over the course of the summer. The last time I came through a two-way tunnel was back in the end of December, which was this one. When I go for the hair castle, it's one way, so nobody'd ever have a problem with the light coming in the opposite direction. I have a problem now seeing where I'm going, there's light pointing right at my face, so I can feel. Yeah, I'm just going to hit the wall, I think. Yeah, try to turn this light off, watch where I'm going. I'm really surprised the camera is not picking up the end of the tunnel yet. The front of the boat is actually going out right now. It's a bit weird. Oh, it's pointing this way, that's why. I thought the camera was pointing this way. Now this is what we would call a fairly small narrowboat. So what do we call this? A miniature narrowboat? It's not very big, is it? Well, I've seen some pretty poor mooring in my time. This is ridiculous. I got a job to get past here, but it's moored right into the bridge hole, and there's room in front of it. Just approaching the junction now, the Leicester arm. I'll try and see if there's any mooring down towards the top of the locks. Or do I go up the Leicester arm? Because I don't want to go down the locks really. Let's see what I'm going to do here. Idea was to moor up before I reach this bridge. It's absolutely packed. That's not happening. Let's see what's going on. Over to the side here, and I can always reverse back, go more up, go up the Leicester arm. Doesn't help, does it, when the CRT have all their workboats moored up here. Back and going up the Leicester arm, trying to find the mooring. Right, there's nowhere to moor, so I'm going to have to reverse and turn around. This is where this gearbox needs changing, hardly any reverse at all. Well, I'm heading up the Leicester branch line now of the Grand Union Canal. This wasn't planned. Well, that is the water point there I'm just going by, so I can't moor there. where I'm going to be stopping, on the Leicester Arm of the Grand Union Canal. Past these boats, and there's a space here, so that's good enough for me. Yeah, didn't plan on coming this way though, but there you go. Well, that was me arriving on the start of the Leicester line, just off the Grand Union Canal. Now I moored up there, and I stayed there for a few days because I went and visited my parents from there. My brother came and picked me up and took me to my parents' house. I also had a doctor's appointment, so you know, it was all incorporated into one. Well, when I leave here, I'm not going to carry on up the Leicester line because I'm still hanging around in the area sort of thing, because I need to go and get my boat blacked. So I'm going to be turning around marina just shortly up the cut, and I can stop there and get a bottle of gas, turn around there and come back down. So that will probably be the plan. Well, of course, big thank you goes out to everybody for watching, everybody for subscribing, and all you wonderful people out there that help the channel along as you do. And a big shout out goes out to Mark Hell in North Carolina and the US of A, who's made a huge contribution to the blacking of my boat. And when you see this video, my boat should have just gone back in the water after being blacked, we hope. Anyway, a big thank you, Mark, and a big thank you to everybody else, of course, who supports the channel in all the ways you do, be it PayPal, Patreon, super thanks, channel member, and just bringing me gifts, which is always very nice. Thank you very much. Well, that just leaves me to say thank you very much for watching. Trevor out.